Imagine this. Someone you love, a child, a brother, a hunter from your tribe, lies still. His chest no longer rises, his breath no longer comes. His eyes, once alive, are empty. You are one of the first humans, and for the first time, you understand what it means when life ends. What would you do? Leave the body in the open forest, to be torn apart by scavengers, or find a way to keep him safe, to honor him, to protect him even in death? This was the moment when humanity first chose to bury its dead. The moment when death became more than an ending. It became the beginning of memory, respect, and belief. The tribe gathered around the body. Silence weighed heavier than the night. Mothers wept softly, clutching their children. Hunters lowered their weapons, unsure what to do. They had faced wild beasts, storms, hunger. But this was different. This was one of their own, and he was gone. If they left him out, the wolves would come. The hyenas would feast. But to abandon him felt wrong, like betraying a bond deeper than life itself. And so, someone whispered the unthinkable. Let us hide him in the earth. The men dug with stone and wood, their hands bleeding as they tore into the soil. The grave was shallow, rough, but it was something new. A place made not for shelter, not for food, not for tools, but for remembrance. They lifted the body, carried it carefully, and lowered him into the ground. And then, something extraordinary happened. A woman placed flowers at his side. A hunter laid down his stone blade. Why? Perhaps they thought he would need them wherever he was going. Perhaps they felt that death was not the end. For the first time, humans imagined another world, a place beyond this life where their loved ones might continue. When the earth covered him, the tribe stood in silence. Some whispered to the sky. Others touched the ground. For the first time, grief was not just pain. It was ritual. Burial was not just hiding a body. It was an act of love. In the nights that followed, stories began to form. Elders told the children, "He sleeps in the earth now, but he watches us from above." And when thunder rolled, when the wind howled, they said, "It is his voice. He is speaking to us." The afterlife had been born. As generations passed, burials became more elaborate. Graves were lined with stones. Bodies were placed with beads, with weapons, with food. Some tribes painted the dead with red ochre, believing it symbolized life returning. Others carved marks around the burial site to warn spirits or to honor ancestors. What began as fear of predators tearing apart a body, became something sacred. Death was no longer just an end. It became a passage, a journey. Think about what this meant. For the first time, humans carried more than the instinct to survive. They carried memory. They carried respect. They carried belief. Without that first burial, there might be no cemeteries today, no tombs, no monuments, no prayers whispered at graves. But because one tribe, thousands of years ago, chose to lay their dead into the earth, humanity began to see itself as more than flesh and bone. We became people with souls. Now imagine those nights after the first burial. The tribe sitting around the fire, telling stories of the man they had buried. Children asking, "Will he come back?" Elders answering, "No. He has gone to the place of the sky, or the place under the earth, but he sees us still." And in those stories, the seeds of religion, spirituality, and hope were planted. From then on, every storm, every shadow, every dream was connected to the dead. The rustling of leaves at night might be the whisper of an ancestor. The glow of fire might be their spirit's light. The burial made the dead eternal. Today, every culture has rituals for the dead. Some bury, some burn, some build great tombs, some whisper prayers. But all of it can be traced back to that first moment, when one tribe, lost in grief, decided they could not leave their loved one to the teeth of beasts. They gave him to the earth instead, and so the earth became holy. Now, I ask you, if you had been there, standing over the first body ever buried, what would you have done? Would you have left him to the wild, or would you have covered him in earth, believing that perhaps, just perhaps, life goes on after death? Subscribe now to Life Before History for more hidden stories of humanity, its beginnings, stories of fear, courage, and belief that shaped who we are. Like this video if the story touched you. Comment below. Why do you think humans buried the first body? Was it fear of animals, or was it the birth of faith?